荒れに荒れたドジャース対パドレス。4試合通して8個の四球。最後は大谷選手へ四球でスアレス選手が退場。このシリーズについてポッドキャスト番組や MLB 公式にて取り上げられていましたので、そちらの動画をご覧ください。
All right, so just pick a side right off the jump here. Pick a side. Go ahead. Are the Dodgers in the wrong or the Padres in the wrong? Or are they both in the right?
I mean, more of the Padres are in the right.
In the right.
Padres are in the right.
For throwing at Ohtani after they threw at Tatis,
yes.
Whether it's an accident or not.
Yeah, I would say that's why it's going to be painted as the Padres are the ones who are, you're just attacking our players. They have to protect. The Padres have to protect their players. Like if I'm Schilt right there, if I'm Schilt going up to Roberts, and Roberts is like, we're not trying to throw at him on purpose. I'm gonna say to Roberts, you know what? Don't put dudes in that can't control the strike zone. You know the whole organization, all they want is dudes that just throw $1 million speedballs up there.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't put a guy in the game that can't control where it's going, understand that your golden ticket, Shohei Ohtani, is going to get hit. Sorry. Like if you don't like it, I need you to either take Ohtani out of the game or put pitchers in who know where it's going. So to me, I get it. The Padres are going to be painted in a bad light. They're going to have more ejections because they're throwing at guys, and that's seen as, bullying or like macho ball. You have to do it. You have to do it. And you also have to, for the Dodgers, you got to throw inside to Tatis. If you watch the video of him trying to hit, yes, I get it. He's got long arms. He stands farther from the plate. But when you stand farther from the plate, you have to crowd a guy more because he's trying to get extended on anything out, up, over.
Other teams did this too in the past, right? Where they would be known as pitching inside, and you'd be like, all right, things might get a little heated because if they miss, right? Weren't there teams that you would face?
Pirates. The Pirates. I came from the Pirates in 09 and 10, and their pitching philosophy was, we're going to throw inside. We're going to throw inside because it intimidates hitters, which I think is a crock of it because there is no, you're not intimidating guys in the big leagues. Like, we're all men. Throw inside, their balls, I'll walk. But they said, we're going to throw inside. If we hit somebody, I don't care. I left the organization, and I remember telling the AAA pitching coach, who was the manager at the time, I said, I know you guys are going to pitch inside. I promise you, if you hit guys, we're going to hit your guys. So you make your decision. That's the ebb and flow of baseball.
Yeah.
If you can't retaliate, it's not even retaliation. It's seen as retaliation because it's more of like a kumbaya type of like, oh, everything's great, everything's. It's not.
I have the word. It's policing.
You're policing it yourself.
One thing before you jump. So when I first entered the MLB media world, I was more like, oh, do we really need to throw guys all the time, whatever? And I don't even remember who the player was, but I had a conversation. I think it was in spring training. And he was like, well, how else do you want us to stop it, right? He goes, for example, our star gets hit twice in a game, which is what happened, right? How do we stop it? You want us to go over there and say, hey, can you stop throwing at him, even if it's unintentional? Or, hey, can you cut this pitcher? They're like, there's only one way we can actually stop it.
Yep. I'm doing the same. Yeah,
to their best player.
Yeah, to their best player.
Sorry, Shohei.
No,
he knew it.
I think, honestly, where he got hit to as well, I thought that was the perfect spot.
Last night's?
Yeah.
Or the day before?
The one where he got hit
up there?
Yeah.
No, that's too high. No.
What do you mean? He got hit in the back shoulder.
Ooh.
That's where you want to hit him.
I thought you wanted a little lower on the tush.
Back.
No?
Back from shoulder to back.
I thought yesterday's got a little high. I'll be honest.
Okay.
Shohei he was here and he kind of turned and he went up like this and it got him here. The other day, hit him right in the old IT band. He was like,
It was up there. Don't get me wrong, but that's a good place to hit, in my opinion. Like I said, any higher than that, now we got some problems.
Yeah,
you're taught to hit. You hit them in the butt. I mean, come on, it's going to sting for a little bit. You want to put it in a spot where they're like, oh, okay, let's slow down here a little bit. But yeah, I love the conversation here that he had with the people on the bench. Getting a laugh after everything, but. You hit their best guy 3 times now. I mean, enough's enough at the end of the day. And you got to make an example. To Do I like the coaches going at it? You know, the old school in me, I love every second of it. It's probably not the best look that they're pushing and shoving, but that's old school baseball, man. You hit my guy, you know, and they wanted you. Brian Esposito, the assistant coach, got in there, a guy from Pittsburgh too as well, who came up in their system coaching and playing. And this is going to be a fun little rivalry as they get going more and more, because they're two really good teams, and they're teams that are, you know what? San Diego feels like their back's against the wall with all the players that the Dodgers have. The Dodgers are like, we're King Tut. Let's go. Maybe this will slow down now, the teams from kind of going inside. Like, listen, because there's going to be some talks from MLB and everything else. But if I'm the Padres, I'm the Dodgers. All right, it's squashed now. But when we play each other again,
it's on again. I feel like now, technically, you had
it's even
boop boop, tit for tat, whatever, and Ohtani got his, and now it's done. Until someone can't find the zone again. Like,
did you see Suarez walk off they just walked off?
Yeah, he threw it and he walked off. He's like,
it wasn't like, what do you mean?
They brought their closer in a 5-0 game. You think he wasn't coming in to throw one hunch at somebody? He might get the biggest suspension out of all of them on that one.
Do you think guys are getting suspended besides him? Maybe he gets a couple games.
Just because, I mean, you brought. I think, to me, if I'm handing out suspensions, whether it's right or wrong, you have to set a precedent. He brought in his biggest octane, his highest caliber bullet.
And they take all that in consideration too.
They have to.
Yeah.
A 5-0 game, Robert Suarez is in there? No chance. There's no world where he should be in that game. I get it. They needed that win. I get it. He hasn't pitched, all that stuff. But it was a hunch. And he got him. I mean, he got him. It should be done. But you know what I'm doing if I'm Will Smith? The very first time Tatis comes up, you have to throw a fastball in. Because if you don't, whatever pitcher is out there, anytime a pitching coach told me this back in AA in 2004, Rick Adair, he said, anytime there's warnings out there, if you want to know what pitcher is worth anything out on the mound, when there's warnings out there, the first pitch you call is a fastball in. Because if he lets it leak out over the plate, you're cooked. This dude is scared, and he's not going to throw that ball in. They have to be able to command the ball in no matter the situation.
Talk about precedence. That's setting the precedence right there. And if it's a little bit in and it misses them, here we go again. You know, it's like, all right, as a hitter, you're like, oh, they're not backing down. Okay, now it's in your mind a little bit. Those head games, they creep up in there too.
There's a lot of pitchers that you can just go, oh, warnings? Even a lot of catchers, more so. I'm looking out over. I'm leaning more.
8 hit by pitches in this series. Also, the Dodgers have taken 5 of 7 against the Padres. Now they don't play till August. I'm like, oh man. I mean, it's a couple months, but I'm like,
good.
Yeah, you let it build up again, and then you look forward to it.
Hopefully, they're still battling too. Hopefully, it's still an opportunity.
They'll be around.
Where 2 or 3 games apart. You know what I mean?
Unless the Padres falter, which I don't think so, because they're going to start getting some starting pitching back. Maybe not enough.
I think they'll be
there
in the mix. And you almost had Schilt and Roberts going at it, throwing hands.
Who wins in that fight right there?
They bumped a little bit.
Should pull that one.
Who wins that one?
Who wins the
I feel like they have different
rounds?
attributes. Like Schilt's a little crazier.
Yeah, Schilt's more like
Roberts is the better athlete.
He's like a Fisher cat, like a mongoose.
Yeah. He's perfect for San Diego too, in my mind, because there's a few guys there that really get fired up when Schilt's like gets almost playerish, where he's like, screw these guys. Anyway, here he is post game. We got something for you.
I'd like to think not, but I can't say that. Only a couple people know that. And whether it was or it wasn't, enough is enough. You know, we got a guy that's getting x-rays right now. It's one of the best players in the game, of course, on our team. And this guy's has taken shots. Okay? And before this series, you know, and I can back this up with complete evidence. You know, track records speak for themselves. Teams that I manage don't get into altercations like this because teams I manage don't throw at people. But also teams I manage don't take anything. And after a while, I'm not going to take it. And I'm not going to take it on behalf of Toddy. I'm not going to take it on behalf of our team, intentional or unintentional. It's really that simple. That's how this game's played. And you want to call that old school, then yeah, we'll play old school baseball.
If you're playing for him, that's got to fire you up.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
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 I don't want him
100%.
in that moment to be like, oh, we're not talking about it. Like,
His-
no, I want it. Give it to me.
His fine just went up too because of that post-game stuff.
Who cares?
Absolutely. It
Right.
goes to a charity.
Yeah,
He's just
exactly.
helping out. He's just helping out gleanings. He's helping out worthwhile wear. He's helping out name your charity, Folds of Honor, whatever it is.
I love it.
He's helping it.
So wait, give me the lowdown here on what could result, which is we're having a good time, but Tatis got hit. I mean, initial tests were okay, but you know, we'll get more probably, and you just hope everything's okay on that front because it's entertaining to watch all this stuff happen. But like Tatis got hit. I mean, you could break his wrist. Obviously, Ohtani got hit in a spot that you're generally not going to get hurt in, but if it misses, this is where we've had stuff like this happen in the past and guys get knocked out for a while. I mean, you mentioned the other day, even in fights too, of course. Who were you mentioning? Mike Morse never played again. But even, I mean, remember Greinke got in the fight with Carlos Quentin, broke his collarbone or something. And there's a lot of that. But even just from a hit by pitch, this is the part where I'm on San Diego's side of this is our best or one of our best players. I don't care if it's intentional or not. How many times do I have to get accidentally punched before I have to do something back to stop this?
Totally. My dad was like the least person who would ever say, go and fight somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But if they keep going at you, at some point you have to protect yourself. And what way you do is up to you. And you better have that plan in the moment. And I thought Schilt did a great job. I thought he said he was honest. He said it with his chest. And he's like, you can back it up. We're not a team that throws at people. Doesn't happen. I don't call it. That's not a thing. But he backed his boys up, and the boys have to be juiced about it.
One more quote. Manny Machado post-game said the Dodgers better pray that scans on Tatis's left hand come back negative. He goes, they better put out a candle.
That's
for real.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, I love it.
like,
come on, that's good juice. Some people are like,
what
punk,
is that?
you're not throwing a punch. I'm like, whatever. This is fun.
What is that?
nobody's throwing a punch. If somebody's going to throw a punch, Manny Machado tried to throw the bat when he was a kid.
Yeah.
If anybody,
12 years ago, but yeah.
If anybody might try to do something because Tatis, I would put it more towards Manny than anybody else. Manny's the leader of that team, whether you like him or not, whether you like his antics or not. Manny's the leader of that team, and what Manny says goes. If he's pissed, come on back in August. Like, Tatis misses time because of this, then it's not over.
No.
Then it's not. Shohei might lead. He might lead baseball in on-base percentage that series because there's eye for an eye, pound of flesh for pound of flesh. You lose Tatis because of a hit by pitch that gets away.
That could cost your season for a team that's going to be in a fight for a playoff spot.
fringy.
And it to me, I've said this all year. I think the Padres are a good team and they've been undervalued by some people, but the National League's really damn good. If you told me they're going to miss the playoffs, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, there's a team in their division just now that got a pretty good ball player by the name of Rafi Devers, but
MLB タイムズ
Well, this tweet here from AJ Cassavell, who covers the team for MLB.com, about Fernando Tatis. The initial x-rays on his right hand were negative. There is some inflammation. Obviously, he's going to undergo additional imaging a little bit later today. So the team's awaiting those results. And then this tweet from Alden Gonzalez, who covers baseball for ESPN. After the game, Manny Machado said the Dodgers better, quote, pray that scans on Fernando Tatis Jr.'s left hand come back negative.
Oh.
They better put out a candle.
That's a good quote.
That is a good quote.
My dad used to go up to the church all the time and light a candle.
Oh,
when
yeah.
he did
Yeah.
something.
I was very sick one time, and my sweet grandmother did some sort of thing with egg. She rubbed
Did some
an egg.
sort of thing or loved you?
Well, both, but she did an egg over me, and then she cracked the egg and
See?
put it underneath the bed. So maybe that's what they need to do.
That's why you're still living.
And then they put onions
and
in
healthy.
your shoes.
That's a Lebanese thing. We put onions in our socks when we're sick, and it absorbs
What do
the
you
bad.
make of what we saw from these teams during the four-game set?
All right, obviously these two teams don't like each other. Do I think there was any intent to hit Fernando Tatis in that moment? No.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this. I'm not going to... He's trying to execute a pitch up. Listen, they pitch in. The Dodgers have pitched in. Mike Schilt talked about this in his post-game presser. But he also said that the Dodgers have hit Tatis 5 times Whether it's intentional or unintentional, you have to protect your big boys. That's the way it's gone down. That one for me got away. You have a young guy making a debut. They're chasing high velocity. I'm telling you, I watched a game on a nightly basis. These pitchers are trained different than when I came up.
How so?
They're not looking to. This was 100% intentional. And for Ohtani, and for people to wake up this morning and say he shouldn't have hit in that moment in a 5-2 game, I think that's easy Monday morning quarterbacking.
Sure.
Unless your bench coach comes up there and goes, do we really, lose the battle, win the war in this thing? I don't think Dave Roberts was even in the dugout at that point.
Thinking of that in that situation.
It's crazy. So I would say this. You talk about guys chasing high velocity. They're not after location. How many pitchers do we have come over here, tell you they go to a new place and they say, hey, just set up down the middle and let your stuff eat? That's what everyone's chasing at the lower levels. I see it at the youth level. So to think a young guy's going to come in and just be dotting fastballs in, and we used to always say if you can't locate in, you shouldn't be pitching in, but that's a hitter's mentality. I'll say this. In 2006, I got into a bean brawl with the Angels. I was with the Texas Rangers. Scott Feldman had been called up to the big leagues. He's making his big league debut. You can Google it. He comes out, Buck Showalter hands him the ball and says, do not hit anyone, Scott. Turns and walks away, and Scott looks at us and goes, I'm drilling the first guy. Like I have to announce my presence with authority. And what did we do on the team bus when he got on? It was getaway day?
Yes.
We started chanting, Feldman.
Feldman.
And it went, listen, people don't like it. Now it needs to end. Once the bench is clear, now it needs to end. Enough's enough.
Yeah.
I got it. But it's everyone protecting everyone, and I just hope that Tatis is okay.
Yes.
It's not ending. 8 batters hit by pitches in 4 games.
Well, they do not play again until August. And when they play again in August, they will then play again 7 more times in the span of 10 days. So you're right. This is not over.
And maybe October.
And maybe October. Please give that
Wouldn't
to
that
us.
be something?
死球を受けた選手が無事であるといいですね。最後の死球後の大谷選手の対応は各所で話題に上がっていますね。あのような対応ができる選手は日本も含めてほとんどいないのではないでしょうか。なかなか真似できるようなことではないですよね。今回の件についていろんな意見があると思います。ぜひコメント欄にて教えてください。本日もご視聴ありがとうございました。チャンネル登録、高評価よろしくお願いいたします。